Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Odessa with me. I just paid and got the title to a dope minivan. Just kidding, no minivans are kind of dope, but we'll just call it a dope minivan. I did not see this minivan, I did not drive it, I did not hear it run, so here we go with another no risk, no reward type of purchase. I am looking for lane E, run 67. And guys, this might be the first time that it's actually not windy here, which is super awesome because it was windy earlier today. I hope I see it. Black 2012 Dodge Grand Caravan. This one might be mine. I hope. If not, we'll find it. C86, this one is not mine. I need E67, but this is pretty much what I'm looking for. Curious if mine is going to be in better condition or not. Okay, E67. Actually, I don't even remember. Was mine black? Does it say black? It does say black. Hey, there's one right here. Nope. C30. C30. So this is the lane, because we have E126, 123. Did I walk past it? I don't think I did. Unless someone moved it. Here's E114, E39, probably back there. Well, I'm curious if they put it back here. This is usually kind of the sold lot. Anyways, we'll try this area because it's definitely not there unless again, oh, right here. Is this it? E67, this is it. Yay. Stock 8254. Yep, so this is my minivan. Ooh, a Rockstar. We see mileage right there. That's a good sign. That means it will probably start. Let's check fluids. Alrighty, do we have oil? We do have oil. It actually looks to be very fresh. We have more power steering fluid than we need, and we do have coolant, so let's see if it will start on its own. Our fancy key. It did start on its own. So far, no lights, but we do need gas. And actually listen to it. It sounds pretty darn good. Oh man, that definitely makes me happy, guys. Because it seems like last few times I've bought anything out of Odessa, it's been issues. I guess we haven't driven it yet, so who knows, maybe transmission. Oh, I really hope not. Anyways, let's pull it out. Go to the gas station, put some gas in it, and we will see how well this thing actually runs. $20 in fuel, and a few miles later, we are doing just fine. Temperature is almost dead center. We have almost half a tank of fuel. It's shifting good, it's running good. The only thing is tire pressure monitoring system light came on shortly after the gas station. So I'll need to check the tires, see if they all have appropriate amount of air in them, but I'm thinking honestly from here straight to DEQ, hopefully pass emissions on this thing, and then we'll go to the lot and do a walk around if I make it.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Just tried to go through DEQ and it is not ready, which is a little weird because battery is good, it didn't need a jump. But it looks like I need to drive this van a little bit longer in order for all the cycles to go through. So yeah, we're just gonna go take it to the lot for now. Well, here it is, guys. We're gonna take a full look around this minivan. Oregon Auto Sales, OAS, yes, whatever that means. Oh, Oregon Auto Sales, okay, got it. So it looks like tires are in decent shape. Whoa, look at that, man. Somebody got a racing minivan. Drilled and slotted rotors. Same in the back. Nope, just regular disc rotors in the back. So this isn't like the base model, but it's definitely not a fancy one. So you don't have leather. Minivan clearly used, so it's a little bit filthy. You don't have the nav screen. You don't have the rear entertainment system. You don't even have power sliding doors. But honestly, I found that they are less of a headache when they're not powered. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, that looks gross. So that's kind of slacking. Yeah, it's a dirty minivan. So it will definitely need to go through detail, flex fuel. So that's good, I guess, or better. Has a few scuffs here and there. And I don't know why either. This was kind of closed funny. No, it's almost like, yeah, a little weird. But aside from that, it's great. It actually runs really well. We have fresh oil in it. As long as no check engine lights come on, I think another minivan, another nice profit. Because as it sits, I paid $4,000 for this minivan. 39 something, but basically 4,000, we'll round up. And the Kelley Blue Book value on it, I think, is a little over 8,000 or a little under 8,000 suggested retail, meaning when I as a dealer list it for sale. Of course, I'm not going to be asking that much money. Yeah, I try to stay below Kelley Blue Book, keep customers happy, keep turning cars, keep making at least some kind of profit. So for this minivan, I'm shooting for at least $2,000. Of course, they'll need to go through details, so that's a cost I'll have to count into this expense. But aside from that, I don't really see anything else that's kind of iffy about it. So I think this was a good purchase. I'm very happy. So we're gonna take a pause here. We're gonna resume when the minivan is detailed.
1 week later.
It has been about a week since the last clip, and we now have the minivan at my house. There it is. Good, we have focus. So what I've done off video is clearly take off the stickers, take all of this stuff off. It went through detail, so the minivan is clean, and it is essentially ready to go. We do have one problem though. If you guys can see, that TPMS light is on. I just tried to put some air in the tires, and I found out, one, they were way overinflated. These tires are supposed to be at 36 PSI. They were at 48 PSI. And then, as I was letting air out, I came to this one. I was like, okay, this one is noticeably low. And I noticed this big screw. So I'm going to move the minivan a little bit closer to this side, jack it up, and take off that tire and see if I could fix that. Because that's a massive screw, and that tire was at 16 PSI, so it's clearly letting out air, and we don't need that. We gotta fix it. This was the culprit, so thankfully I actually didn't go too deep, because it, as you guys can see, basically went literally through the thread. So yeah, it wasn't too deep, but here's the new patch. I'm going to let it sit like this for a little bit, put some air in it, and then we could mount it, and minivan is almost done.
A few minutes later.
Look at that, not even a mile, and the TPMS light turned off. So what I need to do left on this minivan, I need to drive it enough where all onboard computers are ready to go through emissions with no faults, and then essentially take it through a car wash, wash the outside, take photographs, and it's ready to go. I would say this one was actually, thus far, successful. And I mean, you know, from aside from getting it detailed and patching up the tire, there's nothing I really needed to do. Here we go, guys. One of the last things I need to do to this minivan before I sell it. It looks like we are A-okay. I don't see any obvious water leakage. We're almost out. So it is clearly a new day, and it is not as nice out as it was yesterday when I took the last clip. But the good news is it's not raining, and I am that much closer to getting this minivan listed and sold. So I am heading to the lot now, and I am going to connect my onboard computer monitoring test, the OBD2 scanner I have, and see if all systems have had enough time to basically do their analyzing and if we are okay, because I see absolutely no warning lights on the dash. Minivan runs really well. I think it's ready to go, but I always want to make sure the vehicles I sell pass emissions, because that almost guarantees that during the sale, or at least in my possession, there's no check engine light, so a customer won't have any issues. So let's go to the lot, swap plates, do a few minor things. Here we go, made it back to the lot. We could take that off. Oh, I just noticed that. That's an imperfection. But let's lose these plates and put some dealer tags on here. Minivan has been photographed. I now have my scanner connected, and hopefully it's gonna tell me all I am monitoring systems are complete or something of that line. See, this is not what I wanted to see. Not all supported IM monitor tests are complete. And I bet you it's going to be oxygen sensor and something along those lines. So yeah, catalyst, oh, that's an evap system monitoring incomplete, and oxygen sensor monitoring is incomplete. So unfortunately, because it is not complete, I do not want to get it listed and sold just quite yet. I really do want that for peace of mind, because, you know, I feel like it would suck for someone to buy this thing and then on their way home get a check engine light. It's uncomfortable. It almost looks bad on my end, like, you know, I sold them a bad car, and then it's gonna be accusations that, well, you knew I had issues and you still sold it to me, blah blah. I've had similar messages for various vehicles, and not even related to like check engine stuff, but you know, things come up. They're used cars, and then people reach on like, oh, well, you sold me a bad car, you knew this. How would I know? Which actually reminds me, I sold a Nissan, I think it was a 2014 Versa, if I remember correctly, a little over 10 months ago now. And a few days ago, the buyers called me and basically, hey, transmission is starting to go out on it, and we took it to the Nissan dealer, and they want a little over $3,000 to repair it. So more or less, they were kind of like, hey, help us. Don't know what to do, help us. You know, you kind of sold us a car and it hasn't even been a whole year, and transmission went out. And apparently the Nissan dealer told them that they did some kind of work on the transmission, and this buyer saying, well, you know, Nissan did work on it and you didn't tell us about it. And I'm listening to all of this and I'm thinking, how would I know? I'm not the Nissan dealer. So more or less, I told them, let me think about it, see what kind of comes to mind, and kind of go from there. So I looked up the record. It was a little over 10 months ago, and I remember these buyers. I mean, they're great people, but because they are great people, I sold them the car nearly at cost. I only made a few $100s on that car. That's one. Second, I pulled the Carfax for it. It was a 2-owner vehicle, and the only thing that shows anything remotely done with the transmission on the Carfax was at 30,000 miles from the first owner that the transmission was reprogrammed. Again, at 30,000 miles. The vehicle now, they told me, has 90,000 miles. So that's 60,000 miles later. They are the third owners of the vehicle. Carfax shows nothing. How would I know that something was done? Like, logically, I don't call the dealer on every single vehicle that I purchase and say, hey, here's the VIN number, tell me what you guys did to it. It doesn't make sense. And I really dislike when customers try to pin some kind of fault on the dealer. And they're playing it from the side of, you knew and you didn't tell us. No, I didn't know. How would I know? Well, Nissan said the transmission was something. They didn't even tell me exactly what it was. Either it was replaced, either it went out and it was repaired. I was like, Nissan, if they did the work at the dealership, if they didn't report it to the Carfax, there's no way I would have known unless I called them, and I didn't call them. And you guys have had the car for a little over 10 months with no issues. I'm not saying, you know, that they were abusing the car or mistreating it or whatever, but it's 10 months. It's 10 months. Especially, like, I literally made a few $100s on that car. That's it. They came over here. They bought one vehicle prior, and then they were looking for a second vehicle. They came here, and they begged and begged. I mean, again, they're nice people. They are. But I sold it to them nearly at cost. I made a few $100s for my time for, you know, cleaning up the vehicle, whatever time I spent on it. But it was literally like at cost. How am I going to help them? They bought it well below market, literally pretty much what I paid. So, and they're expecting me to foot the bill for a new transmission, or take this car and give them another car, and then I have to figure out the transmission. Yeah, that was story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now let's go back to the daily video.
1 week later.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is done, it is cleaned up, it is washed, it is photographed, it passed emissions. One thing I forgot to mention is, because I was a little kind of iffy on it, so the transmission was a little bit sluggish, especially when it was cold. Like, nothing crazy, like 5% off, maybe 10% off, but I go through so many cars, I feel like I feel a difference in cars rather quickly when something is a little bit off. So transmission was a little bit sluggish. It would switch gears a little bit higher, but once it would warm up, it was totally fine. So I actually took it to my mechanic. I had him do a transmission flush. We added some additives to it, put a new filter, new gasket and whatnot. It runs perfectly fine now. So minivan is listed for sale. I'm gonna pause the video here now, I guess. If I sell it, then I'll tell you guys, you know, kind of the numbers. If I don't sell it in time and it's gonna take a little while, then we'll just end the video and move on to another vehicle. So for now, we're gonna take a pause. Thank you for watching up until this point. It's probably a minute or two left of this video for you guys. So guys, I wanted to say thank you so much for watching. The minivan is done. There it is. I've been driving it on and off, I don't know, over the last week, 2 weeks. It runs really well, shifts good, no issues with it. It's ready for a new owner. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. I hope you give this video a thumbs up. And as always, I will see you guys in another video.